Yo, how you guys doing? So, where's my chat? I forgot it. Oh my god. Okay, today we have a Durango. It's white, and I'm wearing white. We're doing the windshield in 35, and the front doors in 20. Not a full, but still a lot to do. Oh god. Frame rates. Why? No! Hang on. Let's see. Auto stop. 1 second. 1 second. Are we green? Hang on, I'm waiting for this thing to level out. Are we good now? I think we're okay. We had hella snowstorms. And it looks like I'm in the green again. 27. Okay, no more drop. Shoot, that's always fun. Like when you start a stream and then the whole thing is just like, no good at all. Why can't I hear my headphones? Just did that truck yesterday, and your video from a few months helped me to remember to remove those seals. Hey! That's super cool. Wavelength? Is that... Am I forgetting softwares? Like, what is going on today? Oh, that's why. No, that's not why. There we go. It's the weirdest thing. You connect everything, and then you change it, and then you bring it back, and then it works. But it was all set up right the first time. It's just one of those things. So, all right, we're all good now. Looks like frame rate has stabilized. When I first launched the stream, it was just like, no, and now it's like, all right, should be okay. Yeah, so the thing about the Durangos, I don't know when it happened, and this one I think is not in that realm of problems, but I'm still going to pull the seals anyways because it is super easy to do. And the whole risk to reward thing, let's see. If it takes me 2 seconds to remove it and prevents thousands of dollars worth of damages, do we do it? Probably. If we pull the seals and it just makes life slightly easier, but in a different way, do we do it? Yeah, not really. So it's up to you. Got one of those LED lights from Harbor Freight. What do you mean, this guy? This guy right here? Why is it dead? Mine's not working. Yeah, it being broken right now aside, this is one of the best lights ever. See, they give you like one of these giant lithium batteries in it, and that makes all the difference, where the overpriced Craftsman one gives you 3 AAAs, because we want to keep buying those for all eternity, and no way to charge it. Trying to copy you. Oh, that's fine. That's why these exist. If it helps, then copy away. That's the whole idea. Okay, so where do we want? We want this one. We got to set up the camera here. I did my first Model 3 a few weeks back, so your videos helped me nail it on the first try. Heck yeah. Dude, that's super cool. Those are genuinely Where's the... How is it so buried? By the rechargeable batteries. Well, for the Harbor Freight light, it's supposed to come... It comes with it. Oh, you're talking about the rechargeable AAAs? I tried that once with like a... Doesn't green mean it's already charged? Red's supposed to mean that it's charging. I left this thing plugged in the other day on red, and I don't have any battery on it. So I don't know. We'll leave it plugged in again. Maybe it finally broke. That USB. That USB. But that's cool about the Model 3. Heck yeah. Those are intimidating when you get into them. They're not so bad. In the realm of like difficult cars to do. They'll take you more time, but I like it because it's a car where you can actually take your time with. It's just if you have any major problems installing that piece, it's such a big piece to have to redo that really sucks. Oh, change out the 18650 battery? Maybe. I think I got some extras at home. I didn't think it was a battery problem, honestly. Maybe it is. I thought it was like a USB. It's like the micro B connection, and it takes me a little bit to even get the little red light to show. I don't know. Something's funky about it. I have a Snap-on one. I've heard good things about the Snap-on one. I used to spend a lot on lights. And anytime a new light would come out, I would just like buy it. I bought one light off of somebody for like $80, and then I lost it. But I would never be around the shops when the tool trucks would come around. Snap on LED light. But so there's this like period of time. There was this period of time where a lot of these. Let's move me over here. No, it's right here, I think. Where a lot of these companies like shop lights. Here, let's see what they got. This was like what most people had, and I hated this. This drove me nuts. They're like, oh, it's a super bright light. And then I'd like buy one or I'd try it, and it's like, no. It's okay. But one of the problems was always the size. So if you're just cutting straight on a deck lid or on a back glass and you need to shine it all on the inside, the thinner, the better. So like this is a pretty nifty looking one. Because you want to wedge it down as far as you can. And thinness and brightness really helps. Oh, I remember these. I had a few of these. These were okay. I'd burn them out every once in a while. Harbor Freight. Yeah. So I've seen this at Harbor Freight and Menards under different names. I think they call it Braun over at Harbor Freight. This one right here. You cannot beat this light for the price. You just can't. Maybe now, but it's somebody's got to bring something real hard. $30. This thing is so powerful. Stick light, it's bendy. I don't need it to bend, but occasionally that's helped. And it's super thin, super bright. It's even got the little light up front. Rechargeable, comes with a lithium. Yeah, best bang for the buck. I agree. This one for sure. The Craftsman one is fake. Crafts. Is that it? Where is it? Where is this abominable stick light? Craftsman. Let's see if I can find it. I found it in store. Maybe they discontinued it. No, this one. God, this thing sucks. It looks just like it, too. This looks like, you see this, and you see this one? I have both. Don't get this one. It comes with AAAs. It's horrible. Don't get it. It's a little stubbier. Same brightness as far as I can tell, but it comes with AAAs and no way to recharge it. And it's extra dumb. You have to cycle through it every time to turn it off. 3.5 feet tall, also rechargeable. The Harbor Freight full size. I love walking around Harbor Freight. I never remember it exists. I never remember Harbor Freight exists, like in my day-to-day. And then I drive by it, and I'm like, I don't have time. Does anybody know? Is it under the same thing, like Braun? Shop lights, job site lights, headlights, mini flashlights, hanging work lights. Maybe that. Ooh, what is this? Oh, this looks similar. Oh, this is like the same thing except comes with some more fancy. LED lights. That's probably a good... This is just the home shopping channel now. We're just gonna go shopping. The Streamlight. Where do you get it? Do you get it at Harbor Freight? I'll look it up. Something like this? One of these? That's still only $35. Holy shit. For $5 more, you can do this. So these make sense for windshields and stuff like that, for sure. Northern Tools, I've heard of them. I think I bought a heat gun, and it was talked up a lot, and it was very disappointing. Amazon or the expensive tool truck. All right, one sec. Let me make sure I'm not in my Amazon. Okay, I'm not. Oh, this is the Snap-on one. Oh. Right? I searched, one of the first ones that I searched was like Snap-on light. So if we go back a couple, look. Oh, wait, no. Oh, okay. It popped up with Snap-on LED light. Okay, no, it's not. It's not the Snap-on one. I take that back. Oh, this looks really similar. Just slightly different. Or you can hang it. The light video. Let's watch it. Sell it to us. These Amazon videos are so horrible. They're usually like just generic product videos. Every once in a while, somebody has a good video, but most of them don't. This one looks like they actually put effort into it. Well done. I take it back immediately. Look at this dude. He is not screwing around. He has no lights in his shop. But he is going to use this one. But that's what it's for, right? It's a flashlight. For when you want to be a manly man and work on your car when there's no power. Meanwhile, most mechanics are like, all right, I'm going home. No power, bye. Wait, heat gun? Right now I'm using the Craftsman one. I still have to buy one. Ooh, can we spend money? Can we spend money today? I have to buy a heat gun. How about you guys pick out a heat gun for me to buy? I'm sure there's lots of... Oh, it's got a UV light on the back? Dang. They put some money into that video. But they've sold... Oh, they got 1,000 ratings. They sold a whole lot of them. Nice job. That Ace hardware heat gun, is it better now? It was horrible when I bought it. Ace is sad. Every time I walk into Ace, it feels like it's dying. Is that just me? I doubt they are, but It's just, it's a little depressing. Ace 10 amp. Which one? Oh, they have the Craftsman one too. This one's my favorite right now. It just is. I've tried so many. Like I can go through the whole lineup. Equalizer heat gun, by far the best heat gun. Equalizer heat gun. Ew. That's $155. But it looks butt ugly, which probably means it's amazing. Because this is probably one of those like no compromises heat guns. They just made an awesome heat gun, but nobody buys it because it looks like that. They're like, it looks crappy. It does look cheesy. Oh shit! Oh, that would have been really bad. I almost lost my whole coffee. Harbor Freight Bauer brand. Hang on, let's go back. I think I tried the other one. Because people use Harbor Freight as the brand. So I have this one, the Drill Master. This is a fine heat gun. If you want to pick up a dirt cheap heat gun right now... Oh, hang on. Let me get rid of the price. Hey! Oh, God. My shop's on fire now. Oh, can I not hear it again? That's so frustrating. All right, let me pull it up. Nick Doolin with the 5. Thank you. This one? Oh, you guys are gonna make me spend way too much on a heat gun. No comment. I see that. Thank you. Thank you for the 5. That was the comment. You know, my last heat gun videos, they didn't do well. Nobody cares. Wait. Get a green one, matches your color scheme. Everybody has like yellow and red heat guns because I guess hot. Oh, there was a green one. I found it at AutoZone. It was like $30 and it was terrible. But it is green. Aye. Speaking of Drill Master. I wonder if I can fix my audio. I wonder why it's not working. Let's see. Audio. Audio. Advanced. Why is it... I switched it to auxiliary 1. Why is it not working off of auxiliary 1? Did all my stuff change? Hang on. OBS alerts. We'll switch it back to game. And then we'll change this to Wavelength game. I don't know. Maybe that'll fix it. Maybe then I'll be able to hear it. But Nick with another 5. Thank you. My Drill Master heat gun died yesterday. Got stuck on high and melted itself. That's what these things do well. So the problems I had, this is a great, if you want to spend next to nothing on a heat gun, this is a fine enough heat gun that'll do plenty for you. They're a little light on the heat. They blow plenty of air though. The switches generally for me is what broke at the time, but yeah, got stuck on high and melted itself. Like any number of little electrical issues from these things. Like they'll just like fry themselves out or something. The switches are faulty. So we turn them on and off a lot. So we'll wear through that switch so quick. They're not for window tinting. We abuse heat guns pretty quickly. Are you going to try heat shrinking with a glove? I've tried it. I might try it sometime in the future, but it's not a priority right now. I don't know, it's okay. I kind of know what it's going to be like again. I would just be trying it because I haven't done it in a while. I'm not a huge fan. I always liked a card or something to smooth out the film rather than my hand. I never felt like I could quite smooth it down the way that I wanted to. I like it to look flat. The cheap China guns got thousands of names, but I see them all over the world. So unfortunately, like with a lot of these, you kind of just have to buy them and try them all. The Black & Decker, I remember being like okay. A lot of them are terrible. They're like okay to terrible. Like they all do their job, but like wow, it gets hot and it removes stickers. Like they all do that, but nothing burns. This is what the Wagner used to look like. Nothing burns quite like the new Wagners and a select amount of other ones. Do they still have the Porter cable one? Or was this actually discontinued? So the Craftsman pops up. Some people said the Porter cable is no longer available. Bummer. That's something I would have liked to keep around. Maybe I can still find it. It's not on ammo. Cordless heat guns? They don't work. They don't get hot enough. Sorry, this page isn't available. Oh! Porter cable, where'd you go? I bet it's going to say out of stock or not available. 37. I think this was like... Yep. Can't get it. Okay, so the problem with like... cordless heaty. Yeah, these don't get hot enough. So the thing is, you can have a 20 or super dirt cheap heat gun because it's getting all its power from the wall. But the batteries are the problem in all of these. They just can't output that kind of power. So they'll get toasty, but it's just not enough heat. So you're sitting there putting it like super close. You're going extra slow. And they're not going to last near as long. It's just kind of a waste. You're better off using a torch. HG2320. Ooh, Dino. It's Dino. This guy. $2320. So that would be this one. Woo! I've thought about doing this. As long as it doesn't really have the cooldown features, I mean, it might. Those always annoyed me. Industrial heat gun. Oh, I think I saw somebody using this before. That's way too much. Has anybody actually tried these ones? I'm sure somebody has. So the one near $400, it's probably one of these. Steinel's a big heat gun manufacturer. So you can spend a lot with them. If they work. My Craftsman works fine for 49 bucks. And that's kind of it. Like, you know, how many Wagner heat guns can I buy within that amount of time? And then really, like, you might as well use a torch sometimes at this point, but I don't know. It's always intrigued me to try one of these things. All right, we got to set up the camera. We got to get started. So we can talk about heat guns while we're working. Just get the $20. But I've been using that one for a long time. My robot voice says Steno. Is it Steinel or Steno? I like Steinel. It sounds better. Good Steinel heat gun here cost me around 140 euros. My oldest is now 30 years old and still running. Dang. See, that's just it. If you can get that kind of life out of it, then it makes a lot more sense to do. Good God, can we just please get this battery in here? That would be super great. But if not, then I get it. You might as well get one of the cheaper ones. I don't really think overspending on a heat gun is going to save us any time. Maybe slightly. So if we're not going to save time, then we're going to get something that's just higher quality and much more worth it. Marco was talking about Steinel heat guns and loves them. More of the gun handle and not the wand. I wonder if it's going to be like ceramic tint. If it's one of those things. See? Here's the thing. What if you're... It's like window tint, right? You got to take that jump from dyed to ceramic for heat guns, right? Like, oh, it's just a heat gun. It does its job. It's just window tint, guys. It's just window tint. Titan propane heat gun. Why can't I right click? I need to set up like a fund for all these. Oh, this guy. I like the end. It's a little broader than the one that I have. If you're gonna use a torch, the T8000 is really recommended. This one looks interesting too, because if you can make that flame a little bit wider, it'll make it a little bit easier. I think buying a Steinel heat gun is for wrap guys more than window tinting. Why? That's a good... I'm curious about that one. Oh, sorry, here. This one. This is what I was looking at. I have the, like, T8000 or something like that tip. But this one looks fun, too. Propane heat gun. So it would go right on the... Could you use this with a map gas one, too? I'd assume you could. Unless it just gets too hot. I wonder if I can change my bit rate now, or if that's gonna, like, kill my stream. Hang on. Because... A Steinel with surface temp control. Oh. So it monitors how hot the surface is and adjusts accordingly. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's definitely a feature that we wouldn't care about. I want a heat gun that just works more better. That's all I want. Do you like the torch? It's fine. I'm not like a super torch fanboy or anything. I can appreciate what people are doing with them. Could you use the Sharpie method on this one? Maybe. I'm not really mentally prepared, but I suppose. I suppose. Is that what we're going to do today? We're going to do a Sharpie method? GoPro. Oh, no. Why is it not working? Oh, because the thing's not on. Well, that's good. Then I know. GoPro. Hey! Okay, so we're doing a vehicle, right? We're not just buying heat guns? So, I already did a thing. We're going to have to lower this window. I already popped the panels back on this one, because we're going to take the seals out. So this is easy. It's just, the first part is real scary. So you have these push pins here, and the little clip locks for them. So all you have to do is, like, you just, like, crack, and just, but it doesn't really crack anything. It sounds like you're breaking somebody's back, though. And then the seal then just lifts out of this one. If you want, you can pull, there's a little screw here that you can pull out too. But that's about as far as I go. Not all the time, but, you know. For these ones, we're going to pull these out just to play it safe. Because I had a bad experience a long time with the Durango on front doors. And so now I just pop all the seals out of them. So why are you removing? So there was one, it was a newer model Durango than this one, I think. A while ago, I only had to do 2 doors, and there was a little module. And I got that little module wet because on Durangos, there's speakers here. And unfortunately, those speaker wires, what happened was, it's just we pulled the door panel and you could see it happen. Spray water and it would fall down to the seal, take the freeway across, hop, skip over on the wire, and then go straight down to a module. Where when you pull the seal, the water is just free to fall down. So then you don't have that problem. That has, like, I typically have just tinted them like any Ram, any other truck, Grand Cherokee, no problems. And then there was just one day where I had a brand new one with like 100 miles on it. So I think it was a slightly newer model than this one, but don't quote me on that. I have to check. So, I don't know. Always play on the safe side with this one then. Because it's also super easy. Like, we didn't even need a screwdriver to take these out. How much did it cost? Actually, nothing that day. Because one small advantage of working with other companies that can take things apart and fix them is they will sympathize and sometimes do that for you. So they took apart the door panel, they pulled out the module, we blew the whole thing out, we hooked it back up, and it looked like everything was working. It was just in the meantime, everything was like flashing. Like it had a scary amount of control. It was like all the light, it was almost just like a BCM got flooded. All the lights started going, the mirrors started tweaking out, headlights, taillights, and I think a couple of little other things started just like twitching out. And it was like, whoa, okay. That's not good. I panicked. They were just kind of like, eh. So, but the more that you hear it shorting, the more you freak out because it's like you want to stop that as soon as you could. You don't want the thing to just arc on itself. But thankfully, it wasn't anything that was self-destructive. But it worked out in the end. So what we're hoping to not do is that today. Sharpie Method. I'm not even like... not even a Sharpie Method kind of dude, but we can play around with it. Ugh. Do I have a long straight edge too? It would help if I cleaned off my whole table, but I'm not. Let's pop these guys back on. Red line or orange crush? I'd go in between. I'd get the flat out if you're picking between those two. Because like they're very different. The red line feels more like a Blue Max. The orange crush is a little more rubbery. It slides great, but it's a little bit more rubbery. So flat out kind of has like a little bit more stiffness. Ooh, I don't want to use this one. I like this one too much. I tried out a clear crush game changer. Really? I tried the clear crush a little bit. I was using it for the doors. It's really slidey. It just ended up leaving a little bit too much water behind. But I did like it for a time. I still do. I still like them. I just don't use it. All right. Yes. Baby shampoo and Dawn. So I have a 3-gallon tank. So about 2.5, a little bit more gallons worth of water goes in it. There's about 4 ounces total of soap, about an ounce of Dawn, 3 ounces of baby shampoo. It's a real strong mix. But this film kind of needs that. All right, are we gonna add one more tool to our belt? Is that gonna be a Sharpie? Where did I put it? I know I have it around here. Aha! There it is. This guy. Look at that. It's like a knife. We'll just put it there. And then we need films. So we're gonna do 20%. I don't think I like this roll anymore. I think I might be out of short. Dang, that's sad. Because like there's this one, there's that one, and then I think all my other ones are out. 20, there's no 20. No 20. And then we learned that this 20 box wasn't 20. No, that's empty. That was 5. I swear I had one. That's Pro Nano. So we might be out of the short roll. So I might have to then scrounge. Where's my long rolls then? I'm going to have to do another inventory here again. Is that this guy? Pro Nano. Should be facing that way. Well, I don't want to do a Sharpie method if I can't do it normally. So I guess we might have to sacrifice some film here. Alright, so this is a 36. Not surprising that the fastest thing to go is a 24-inch. So I either have it hiding around here somewhere or I'm completely out. I don't know. Does slip solution have a shelf life in the tank? Yeah, usually like a day. Baby shampoo separates really quickly. Okay, so can we like spoof using a Sharpie here for a sec? I just want to double cut it and then do. I want to see, is this going to be enough? Is it? Is it? Is it? Ooh, it's real close. Not sure. Maybe drag this over to the other side and see. All right, so if I'm going to try a Sharpie, we're just going to try it individually. So the idea with the Sharpie, oh, that should fit. Look at that. So, if I understand this right, with Sharpie, you mark the sides, mark the bottom, where realistically you could just have this dragged down already. I'm just making this up as I go off of like one or two videos that I saw a while ago. But essentially you can just like what? Make your line. Take a Sharpie, mark your sides, right? So we're gonna mark that, and then we're gonna take this, we're gonna mark this, oops, something like that. It doesn't really matter, but you basically mark your sides. I have my bottom edge already. And then we'll roll it down, and you obviously have to cut an edge, so you have to take the blade to a car. There's no way around that part. You're not sharpieing the top. But, so I think that's all the information that I need then, right? Just that right there. The rest, you then take over to a different surface. See, what do I do with these now? These are those Ram doors from the other day. It was the wrong model truck. So, somebody said they were gonna buy them, but now they're not. And this is the only part, like we need a straight edge. I know I had like 5 of them sitting around here. Maybe it's over by my other stuff. I had like a foot ruler. That's all this crap over here. No. Dang it. Where's my... I know I can cut outside of the line. I just wanted a straight edge to like help it along. So it'll make it a little bit easier. But essentially, so creating my border, like that. I guess the only part I don't like is I don't quite know where this one comes. But, so I marked my side, so if I know my edge is here, anywhere past that is now overlap, which is awesome. So I can still see my line on this side too, so I just want to make that wider. How much wider? I'm not entirely sure. I just have to get used to it. This is probably decently wide. But essentially that, and then you have your pattern. So that was really painless and easy. I like it. So the reason why I wouldn't really do this still is just because I'm so used to the way I'm doing things. But really, you need a board for this. And so if you have the right setup, then by all means, like do this. You're totally fine to do this. And it obviously didn't take much time to do it. So let's just make sure our pattern is all gonna line up on the inside, and then we can do the other side the same way. But like that's my only major thought with this. Is like if you got the proper setup, then do this. If you're tinting somewhere else and you don't really have the luxury of having glass boards or anything, then you're gonna have a much harder time, obviously, because that's like the major thing is you need a separate cut surface to do it. But there was no blades for the sides, there were no blades for the bottom. It's literally just mark it, cut your top, and everything's really quick and easy. Yeah, I like that. Like, I remember when I first saw that, which was way later into my tinting career. And I think I've only seen 1 or 2 videos, like brief videos posted in Facebook about it. So it hasn't even been like very much at all that I've seen it. So I didn't really think much about it at the time, but tinting at a lot of other places, like, dude, they don't have glass boards for me to use. So I was mostly mobile at the time too, so running around, trying to carry a cut surface with me, yeah, no, I'm good. I'll just cut on the car. And I probably still will, but I can appreciate this a lot. So if you have a good setup for it, it's pretty cool. All right. Where's all my cards, man? I was like trying to take a picture. I go about an 1/8 inch to 3/16 past the line, depends on how much glass you got in the seal. That's good to know. I can definitely see that. I mean, it was my first Sharpie line that I made on a door window too, so it was a little messy. But you definitely get enough info there. I like it. It's very painless. So if I was doing this pretty regularly, I'd also want like a glass board on each side, just something, or like, you double cut. You could do the same thing, double cut. Yeah, no problem. So you really just need one glass board on one side, but it's good to have both. Can you double cut? Yep. Yeah, there's no reason you couldn't do like 6 patterns on top of each other, because the main thing that you need is just like, I need to know where to cut that straight line. And then so you have it on one pattern, both of those are mashed together. And so you're just cutting on top of each film piece right on a board. And you're good to go. Oh, hey. Just so you know, if you guys didn't know, I'm finally doing in-person classes. There's links in the description if you haven't seen info on it already. I have 3 upcoming classes. So we're going to do one in March, one in April, and one in May. So whatever time frame works best for you. Those are the current ones that are on the agenda. They will be hosted here. We will learn all types of window tint stuff. Basically, what's cool about a class is like anything and everything you want to learn. That's what an in-person class is good for, so they can cater to you a lot. Okay, so Sharpie obviously is on the liner, not on the tinted portion of it. So if you're double cutting these, that's something I want to remember too, because I don't want to have to like wipe Sharpie off of a tinted portion. Are you gonna stream any of the school? I have a couple of ideas. Because I think what would be really helpful is like portions of it. And not to put people too much on the spot, but I think some people might enjoy it. So there's a super cool, one of the coolest things about in-person tint class, of the one I was in Chicago, they had this great idea. Oh, I'm going to do this for every class. They did heat gun, back window shrinking competitions. So it was like brackets, one person versus the other person on each side. And it was one of the best exercises to help everybody speed up. Anyway, so this is my edge now. Everything looks great. Everything's covered. Got a nice top edge on here. So I went a little bit wide on this one, and I think I could have gone just a little bit wider. But those are those little nuanced differences where, like, okay, this is the Sharpie line. I need to be this far past it. And then I kind of know, like, what the tolerances are on this door. Just like if I'm going to drag the film over, I want to know, like, I'm guesstimating, but I've been guesstimating for years. So most of them are like about a 1/4 inch wide. This one, I think about the same. You just kind of learn where that Sharpie line is. Okay. Trying to see if my boss will pay for the glasses. That would be awesome. Tell him you get a free tint keg out of it and tools too. So there's like actual good take-home stuff there. Oh yeah, and knowledge. But bosses like physical things more than they like stuff they can measure. Knowledge is all I want. You, sir, are very smart then. Investing in yourself. Fly to Detroit. It's where it's gonna be. I promise you won't get shot. 2-stage with bottom load. Yeah, I just like to do what I'm most comfortable with. So even if I pull the seals, like, yeah, you could do it the other way, absolutely. You don't have to 2-stage it, but I just, like, it's what I do so much of, so I just often default to what I was doing. We did a Sharpie. Let's take this in steps. So this is going to be our first finished Sharpie pattern here. And, you know, you'd never know. And there's nothing weird about that. All my edges are, you know, he's got some bright white tape. All my edges are perfectly covered. I went plenty down far enough. That's the first thing I did. And we cut over on the glass board. Good stuff. Yeah, it was fun. I like it. I like it a lot. It's super easy to pick up. It's hard for me to, like, go to my Sharpie as, like, my first tool rather than, like, the red dot. But hey, good stuff. What do you do about the trash? What trash? That trash? Throw it out. Back window shrinking is my bane currently, but with enough practice I can get it, for sure. Yeah, there's stages to all of this. Like, you know, there's door windows, there's hand cutting, and then there's, like, back window shrinking. Those are, like, the main things. It's gonna have a limo Tahoe pick you up from the airport. Could you bottom load the other side? Ugh, I don't know. Maybe. I suppose. Everybody, did I hear you right? Everybody gets a tint keg? You get a tint keg, and you get a tint keg, and you, yep, they're part of it. And we're gonna make them sweet. This is like, this is what I do. I don't know the exact design on them, but if everybody that attends the class is gonna get a tint keg, you better be damn sure we're gonna make it fun. I've heard a lot from classes. Some have pretty bare minimum things that you walk away with at the end. And, like, yeah, the main thing is obviously the class, but it's like, we did the top or bottom edge on this one too. But I'm just like, I'm trying to pool everything that I can to give back to people that are also coming out to take these classes. So just to make them fun, because, like, why not? I have some connections. Oh my God, I'm trying to, like, shift my Sharpie edge over. I don't need to. What am I doing? Just leave it. Just put it there and don't touch it. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. I don't want to, like, match this film. Sun Distributing is providing the kegs. No, I'm probably gonna have to pay for them all. I mean, they might hook me up on some special with them all, but they have no idea. I'm just like, yeah, I know I can do it, so I'm gonna do it. Geo is actually, they called me yesterday, and I was like, hey, I'm about to launch a class. And they're like, we want to be a part of it. Film. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I don't know if people are going to be able, like, I should ask them more about that, but probably people are going to be able to walk away with a roll of film. You actually, believe it or not, you don't use that much film at a class. You really don't. So, like, I could make sure there's at least one full 36-inch roll of film for everybody, and I can guarantee you most people would not go through. They might go through half of it. But that being said, if you want to keep wasting film, that's the point. Like, we'll it'll be there. Oh my God. What the heck? Oh. Facebook allows links. That throws me off majorly. Wait, I think I made a mistake on this one. Oh, you know what? Oh, I made a slight boo-boo on this one. I'm going to redo this. My bad. Okay, so what happened here? I marked my bottom edge, and then I just cut my top. So I kind of have enough room here to actually tuck it all. I actually do. Maybe I should just leave it then. I feel like it's bad. Let me just do another one. We're in tint class right now. Plus that top edge was getting a little spotty for my liking. Okay. So I marked the bottom with the Sharpie, and then I didn't shift it down. So, like, what was the point of doing that at all? Because if you're going to cut the top edge the same and then you mark the bottom edge, you better be damn sure that you have enough overlap on the bottom. So, I don't know. That was my thought on that one. So let me just set this over on the side. You getting rental cars or sacrificing your own? Yeah, there's going to be rentals. I'm like 90% sure there's going to be at least 1 or 2 rentals here. Because there is space for people to, like, pull in their own cars, but the only thing is I'm pretty sure most people would be comfortable tinting on their own car, but not somebody else tinting on their car. So we'll have to probably provide some rentals or something. I thought tinting was easier than auto detailing. Oh, they have their challenges, but tinting is a lot more particular with like one particular little piece of film. Auto detailing, it's like you can just keep cleaning stuff, but I guess it's more physical. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I did that. I could do one of 2 things. I could either shift it down right now and mark the rest of my edges, or I'm going to get whatever rentals I can, because you're not exactly going to, like, you pick categories on rentals, so you just got to kind of roll with what you can. So I'm still going to shift it down some to make sure I have enough of this bottom edge here. Squeegee. Now I can mark the rest of the sides. But if you have just the factory edge, you can just use that. Like we did on the other side, we had the factory edge. This one we're trying things a little bit different. There we go. And then I want to rip it away. And then, so that's squeeged in place. There's the parts of me that just want to shift this over and like rip the film off from where I cut it, but I haven't yet, so. What if they damage a rental? That's my problem, not your problem. You know that's what most classes do. So like Lumar with their paint protection film classes, they get rental cars. Everybody gets rental cars unless they just have like halves and doors. Like, so you could go to a junkyard. But I don't like that. You can have like the fake experience to some degree. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's helpful to have like a room with some of those things set up where you can just like practice cutting, practice shrinking. But I definitely, I don't like that whole idea as the only things that are available. Like, you need actual cars that you would work on. You need actual things. One of the things about the Chicago class that I was very adamant on was like, I got there and he's like, okay, no, we're not going to do hand cutting. And I'm like, shut up. I will pull in my own car and they will practice on that if they need to. There's going to be hand cutting here. So I'll have to get a few things together, but it'll be fine. We'll make sure it's as much of the real thing as possible. Don't worry about it. There's like, what about damage? What about this? What about that? How about you let me worry about that? And you just come on out and have a good time. Okay, so that's where our bottom line is. So it's kind of just, I don't know. We don't have a seal, so sky's the limit on how far down and how round we want that corner to go. So some of you guys don't know this yet, but a giant portion of a class is also just being there and talking. And so there's all like the, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But what I found a lot of the time is like people just like to be there to hang out and talk business. So that's going to be a big portion of it alongside of as much hands-on training as you want within that time. Cool. Sharpie line on the film. It's on the liner, so it's going to pull right off. There's nothing that we have to wipe off after the fact. I just want to make this one go deep. So, what's cool though, something I haven't really talked about on the stream is there's also another part to the whole class, which is one reason the classes really came to be. You can, like, what's cool about a class is that you can go, you can attend, and you can take advantage of the whole thing. But then when you go back home, it's kind of like you're back on your own again. So we're doing, I have an online school that's going to be launching alongside of it. And that you can sign up independently, or you get 50% off if you sign up with the class. And then for anybody that joins the class, you'll be able to join for like It's set 90 days. That should be a good, healthy amount of time. So the idea is like you sign up for the class, and then you get to be a part of the online portion. And what that is more of a community hangout. So we'll get to talk ahead of time and kind of prepare for what the class is basically going to be. And then after you attend, you know, it's like, oh, I forgot to ask this. Oh, I forgot to ask that. Or, hey, what was it for this? It's like, that's where all that can happen. Through like structured classes and group sessions. So it'll be pretty cool. I'm excited for it. Oh, nope, down a little bit. Up, up. Where'd I get the glass? It actually came with the shop. I got lucky. It was sitting in that back room. This used to be some sort of like a window shop. So they left like old storm windows back there. And I ripped it out of the frame. I still have like 3 or 4 more of them back there. It's the darkest tint. Nothing too crazy. I've just really put 5 over factory. I mean, I have a video where I did my windshield in like triple 2.5%. But for a person, it's never really gone. Look at that, looks yummy. It's never gone any darker than 5 over factory, just because I think maybe there's a lot that would get filtered out by the salespeople. So it was just kind of like, hey, can you do like double 5? And they'll be like, no, we just have regular 5. And then they'd say, oh, okay, we'll do that. So nothing super crazy. It's on the channel. If you search super dark windshield, you'll find it. Super dark windshield tint or something like that. It's a comparison between double limo, double 2.5, and triple 2.5. It's pretty nuts. Oh, somebody wanted me to bottom load this one. God damn it. Do I gotta do that? You guys gonna make me do that? Alright, hang on. I'm like half prepared for it. I know I cleaned the bottom, but I didn't squeegee it really. Alright, let me do this one more time. See, bottom loading is the easy way. And what I mean by that is, like, if you can get everything out of the way and all you have is glass, then it's super easy to get everything where it needs to be, or it's much easier to do. This film is a little sticky, so we'll see how that goes. Oh, what is that? Hang on. See this? That's why white tape is sometimes nice. See that little crap right there? Woo! That would have been in my film. Nuh-uh, not today. All right. There we go. Now we're good. Okay, so we're gonna peel this whole piece. So we did regular 2-stage on one side, and I guess we're bottom loading on this side. So you're gonna essentially just drop it in like you're installing a window. So start on the small side here. If you have ever seen auto glass installation, just look up a video. with like door glass installation, this is what it looks like. They'll just take it at the front and they'll drop it in, albeit from like a little higher up in the outside. And then they'll kind of like, they'll go basically all the way down and then kind of like swing in this other side too. No matter how you do it, I don't like to put my fingers on the adhesive at all. But that's essentially all you're doing there. So you're just kind of dropping it in. There's a lot of play in the film. And then you just shift it into place where it needs to go. And what you really cross your fingers on is just that it didn't stick anywhere. So I'll only do that if the seal's out though. But there you go. We bottom loaded a window. Let's see how it turned out. I'd be more likely to take up the Sharpie method than this method. It's not that I have a problem with it. The problem is just the seal. So if like we never had to worry about door seals, tinting would be way easier. More people would do it, and we'd never have to worry. Like we just do this all day. Like why wouldn't you? So I definitely get it. Uh-oh. Look at that tri-edge. Yeah, look at that tri-edge. Wait, no, this is the squeegee. Look, you didn't even have to roll the window all the way up either. You just, look at that tri-edge. That Detroit Tint Studio edition. Just making sure it didn't shift down. Seems a little squirrely. That 5%? Let's hope not. Okay. Now, when we two-stage this way, like, we're done. But when we bottom load, we're not done yet. We gotta put the seal back in. So really, you save some time on the installation, but you also have to make up for putting the seals back in. Little difference there. But everything went well. So this was very different. This was Sharpie Method, bottom load. Turned out very nice. And then on the other side, we have two-stage Sharpie Method. Also turned out very, very nice. Now, ask the customer what he prefers, and I bet you they're not going to be able to tell the difference between the two because they both look great. So why is there such a battle in the groups? That's what I want to know. Why do people argue about them? At the end of the day, customer's going to look at it and go, looks great, thanks. Yeah, I like the Sharpie method. I think it's cool. Is the training going to be more beginner level stuff? So there's going to be basically, I got to teach all the ways that I do things in person. So there's going to be lots of close-up examples of like how things are normally done or how I normally do things. But if you're a little bit better off, then you'll still find a lot of value in the whole class because there'll be a lot more one-on-one opportunities with pretty much whatever you want to learn. So, I mean, I guess here's a good question. What would you guys consider, like, is bottom loading more of like a beginner style, or is it more of like an intermediate thing? I'd argue it's probably a little bit more intermediate, but I'm still going to teach it. because it's just the way I tint. Canon. You think Sharpie is faster? I think it can be. I think both can be incredibly fast. It's those nuanced differences, though, where it doesn't quite matter as much. But, dude, I don't use Sharpies, and to kind of pick it up that quickly and, like, just like, okay, you just mark, cut the top edge, pull it to the glass board, and then you're good to go. Yeah, it's great. It always comes with that big caveat of I need a different surface to cut. And that doesn't sound like a lot for some people that have nice setups, but it's a big pain if you are just like tinting for other shops, you're in a tight space, you're mobile. Like, I guess the main ones is like if you're in other shops or you're mobile, you really don't have glass boards that you can depend on. You're kind of just like working on the car, and whatever the car has that's what you're doing. You bottom loading now? Yes, 100%. Everything now has completely changed. I do one thing different for one window, and everything's changed. All right, so we should have prepped this first, but we don't really have all that much to do, so it's fine. Actually, Durangos are like one of my favorite full vehicles too, because they're like big, open, and there's no like small quarters. It's just like big open windows, and there's 5 back windows. It's great. Love Durangos. Only reason I'm asking is because you said you're going to be teaching bottom loading in your class, not 2-stage. No. Sorry if I gave that impression. No, definitely teaching 2-staging. Like, everything that you see on this channel, that's what's happening in the class. What I was trying to say was bottom loading, I think, is more like somebody asked if the class was going to be more of like a beginner's or an intermediate thing. And it's just, there's opportunities to both. I'm going to be teaching all the main stuff that I do, so that's 2-staging. I was just saying, I think bottom loading is kind of more of, I don't want to say it's more of just like a beginner's thing, but it's easier. It's easier if you're here's how you can say it. If you're a beginner, it's easier to learn how to bottom load than it is to 2-stage, but then you have to learn how to take all the stuff apart. So if I wanted just a nice, easy class, I'd have all the seals pulled, and then you guys could all bottom load and it'd be way easy. But I'm not going to do that. That's not what you're going to have to deal with. Are your tri-edges more because they cost you more to make? That's definitely part of it. They're a limited, they're a special edition run. So like whenever you do like limited quantities, all that costs more as a whole. So they definitely cost quite a bit to make. But they're also special edition to the studio. So one reason they exist is to help support this place. So that's why they have to be kind of priced where they're at. I mean, they are more expensive than the other ones, but I don't know. They range anywhere from like $3 to $4.50, and these are $5. So in terms of like being way more expensive, yeah, per tri-edge, yes, but I wouldn't say it's still uber expensive as far as a studio special thingy goes. What? How much? It's for the green. Well, so the minimum to run, like, so there's, like, any company, when you're trying to get stuff manufactured, this is why retail works and manufacturing works. You have to get so many made. So, like, I had to get 5,000. So that's a hell of a lot of tri-edges for me to buy. Also, I did hear that material costs for everybody are going up. So you may or may not see a price increase from that in the future here. Buy what you can. They're dope. I took advantage of the free ones Tint was gave out a while back, so a bunch of these I'm still definitely going to grab a few from you. I appreciate it. Yeah, all the video stuff is free, so I unfortunately can't give away free tri-edges as well. They make money off of their business, so they're allowed to then give away free stuff as like promotionals and stuff and just helping the community. Two different approaches. It's really cool. I got to make money somewhere. Okay, now I gotta, dang it. I didn't see my knife. I thought I lost my knife for a second. Do you have an in-depth video on Tint Wiz? Actually, no. There are lots of them, but not by me. There will be in the online school, though, but we'll also make that available to more people. Trying to convince my boss to use it. It can be a hard sell for some people. They have a free 30-day trial, too. And then you can also, I hear you can keep adding the free trial. Tint Wiz uses a clip for an ad from time to time. Yeah! I saw that, or people were mentioning that, and I was like, wait, what? Well, what they said was like, hey, I saw your channel as an ad, and I was like, wait, what? No, so there's this really cool, it happened right on stream, and it's happened a couple times since. There was somebody that filled out a Tint Wiz quote. And so I got them back a proposal, and then they approved it within a matter of minutes, and it all happened on stream. It was really cool. So what I like about it is that you can continue to work and just do your thing. Like, a super tedious part of business is stopping to write stuff down if you're the person that, like, handles everything. So, like, the best thing that I do is tinting. So the more that I'm not tinting, it's like you can call it an opportunity cost. But you still need to schedule stuff. So it was really cool. Somebody called. We got it all handled and then sold the job and scheduled it all within a matter of minutes. So that's fun. Okay, so now we can turn this off. We're gonna have to cover this pretty thoroughly like we did on the RAM. it's not quite as risky as doing the Rams are, but there's still little things that can go wrong on Durangos, Challengers, Chargers, just basically any Dodge slash Ram slash Chrysler product. Always be careful on the windshields. They just like to put electronics in funny places. So I'm pretty sure the BCM is here. But this one's different from the Rams because they have this cover right here. So you have to take off the cover, you have to take off the kick panel, and then you can kind of like reach your hand up here. That's how it is on the Chargers, and I think the Durangos are the same way. You know, they put it in a spot that if you get T-boned, it's super well protected. Oh, where's I got a little coffee left. I'm probably going to have to get more coffee. Cannon. Oh my God, why is it not working?
I'm not sure I understand.
Not Siri. Do you turn on the defrosters? On this one? Oh, on this one, no. This one I don't think has the same offending defrosters as the other ones. But I wouldn't blame you for doing it. A Matt Blackmer signature. I did sign some of them. I've never signed anything before, but those I felt were super cool, so I did sign some. I did yesterday. I don't blame you. You're never gonna it's always just an extra precaution. So you're never gonna hurt yourself for turning on the defrosters just to install a back window. It's like, some people install doors and will say like, hey, I don't shrink most doors, but I'll shrink these ones. It's similar. Sign my order I placed today. I will remember that one. I will cherish it forever. Get like a little glass case for it. And a little spinny thing. The autograph triage was such a surprise. It made me so happy. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad to hear that. I felt weird. I was like, are people going to get upset if I start drawing on their triages? So I threw in extra free ones and signed some of them. Okay, so on this one right now, I'm just letting it dry. This is one of those things that you should do before you do anything. First thing is always like, we prep the back window, we let it dry, prep the windshield, let it dry, because then there's always this little bit of downtime. You can take a heat gun, you can move it faster. We could prep the inside too and just kind of take advantage of some of that and not sit on our butt. But hey, we're streaming, so maybe we can just a little bit. I need Detroit Tint Studio sticker for the new setup. I need to get some good stickers made. I have some bad stickers. I need to get some good stickers. The stickers that I ordered, I didn't know were going to be so bad. I need to get better die-cut ones. I got ones with like a clear back because I thought it might be cool because then you could like stick them on anything, but it just, it's not great. Turns out die-cut stickers are the way to go. Who knew? Except everybody. The last one's faded out with the water. Dang. Do you give customers any care sheets for the tints? Oh, you're going to make me get up. Okay, this is worth showing. 1 second. Okay. So, I think these are super professional. Dang it. lazy. Sun distributing. Aha! So, Rick has a good place near you? I know, I used to work with him. So these are do not roll down door hangers. These are generic ones that Sun Distributing sells. They're printed on front and back. So if you don't have them already, you can absolutely get custom ones made, but if you don't have anything, they're just a super handy thing to hand along with a customer. They look nice. They have this nifty little cutout here. Like there's 4 little cutouts here, so you can put a business card in here and kind of make it your own. And then you write the date on here. Like, do not roll the windows down until, just write the date in there. And then, so it says, like, you know, spray tint safe glass cleaner, don't use ammonia, drying time, black dotted edges. Just basically anything that you're going to tell them as they're checking out, that's going to go in one ear and completely out the other because, like, just so much at one time. So it's got, like, seatbelt chips, nighttime defogger, distortion, just any of those things that you can reference and be like, hey, remember that hanger I gave you? Those were all the things that to expect from there. So they know what to expect, and you weren't trying to, like, fly anything under the radar. So those are super great. And then I'll throw tape over the switches. But I think they also had, like, free resources on their site too. We should go look. Resources. So if you go to sundistributingdirect.com, should I should. My window is big. Hang on. And then let me, that? Yeah, something like that. There we go. Now it's not so weird. Okay, so they have this handy little thing called resources here, sundistributingdirect.com. You click on that, and they have ones that you can print out. So drying time, cleaning, imperfections, black dotted edges, seatbelt chips, like everything that was listed on there. If you want to just print it out on a paper, you can go there. And they made a collection of memes and stuff too. So they basically wanted to also be a little bit of a resource for all those little extras that you don't necessarily like, I gotta think and write all this out myself. Lots of shops do it. They have one. This is what they literally give to their customers too at their tint shop. Oh, you're welcome. Al came out and visited the shop in a snowstorm. That was funny. There was a whole lot of snow that day. I had fun. I had fun driving around in it. My my all-wheel drive minivan. Super good. Okay, we're gonna get back to it. And I think I'm gonna double task here. I'm gonna warm up a coffee. I took the meanest fall running to my car. Sadly, I didn't have outdoor cameras or else I would have filmed it. If I lived in Detroit, I would take a class just to meet you. I appreciate that. It's definitely worth it to travel, but I know that's the thing about in-person classes is you actually have to go. Oh, shit. Hang on. Let me put it here. It's always weird if I gotta drag my windows back. It's always weird if I don't have a monitor. And that gets bigger. Okay, boom. There we go. All right. I gotta reload on coffee. I hope I have enough water in here. Yes. But I know they get expensive. So it'll definitely take a little bit to get going. But that's one reason I'm doing my online school as well. So if you can't make it out to an actual class, it's also going to be really worth it to sign up for the online community, the Tint Studio School online portion. It's just, you get 50% off if you actually take an in-person class, so perks. But there's going to be a lot of similar things happening on there, just in obviously a digital way. So like I basically trying to create a very similar, like if you were to go hang out somewhere and talk to the people there, that's kind of what this is based on. Really, really cool platform. All right, so we got to get 50. Where's my 50? It's right here. Okay. No, not 50. Sorry. He said 35. I almost made a huge mistake right there. We're going to do 35. We're going dark. Did I say 50 at the beginning? I might have said 50. We do so many windshields in 50. We're doing 35. Whoa. Yeah. Your clothes ever get dirty from all the salt on the cars? Yeah, pants get terrible. I'm wearing a white hoodie right now. That's gonna show some dirt. I ended up, I guess I should get the 100-foot. I'm really annoyed that I didn't. But, so I have one water fixture in this whole place, and it's right over near the bathrooms where that shop sink is. So any water lines I have to drag all the way over here. I should have got a 100-foot hose, or if they had a 75, it's like the little expandy one. I drag that over here, and then I'll rinse a car off if it's really salty now. It's just super quick and easy to do. So, usually, no, because it was kind of annoying to get like a pressure washer over here or whatever. But if you have a setup for it, and it's real convenient, you'll find yourself doing it a lot more. So that'll at least help with some of it. We'll still get plenty dirty though. I'm not gonna hand wash cars though. I don't want to touch people's paint. Just rinse off a car. That's all. What size rolls covers most windshields? 36. 36 by 100 feet. The only things it really doesn't cover are like caravan windshields, transit windshields, and a very small select group of other ones. The vast majority are totally fine. I'd be embarrassed to bring my car. Don't sweat it. I mean, if we stream it, it might pull a comment or two, but I'm so used to it. It doesn't bother me at all. Like getting cars that haven't been washed, that have a dirty interior, like it doesn't bother me. I've seen so much of it. It's just like what I focus on is the glass. And if it's an easier car especially, I'm super happy. It might take a little extra cleaning, but that's what you're paying me for. Transits are trash. That sounds so harsh, but I'm on the same page. Have you tinted any other cars since the last stream? Actually, no. But I got some stuff lined up. That's why I also was able to launch the school stuff, because I finally got some time to put more of that together. All of these always come at a cost. If I have cars every day, nothing else gets done. As soon as I have a break in my schedule, then it's like I actually have more time to do some other things. And that's where I need to just hire somebody. But then it's just it's work, so I just got to get over that and just do it. I'll be happier if I do it. I tinted... What? Oh, I did a challenger the other day. Watch your tip on popping the rear dash. Allowed the room to slide behind that rubber gasket on the bottom of the back window. Quick and easy. Thanks for all you do. Much appreciated. You're welcome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, dude, I couldn't believe... I tinted so many of those challengers just like that without popping it out because I didn't know it was that easy. And then I saw somebody else do it, and I'm like, if only I knew. Because that was like the biggest annoyance to that whole Challenger, was they were super easy. The headrests get in the way a little bit, but it's such a small window. It's like, okay, these are super easy. And then they put that little gasket there, and it's like, why? Why would you just do that? Put it a little bit lower, and I wouldn't complain at all. But yeah, you can just pop it, pull it back. You got all the room to work with in the world again. Yay. Easy peasy. You see that. You see that from time to time. There'll be like a super easy car, then they'll make like one little change just to make your life more difficult. Because that's how they manufacture stuff, just to make tinters' lives difficult and nobody else's. I guarantee you glass engineers don't even know we exist. What was it? Every month I tint a few new cars for a buddy at a car dealership, and he always shows me weird things he can pop off to make my life easier. You should post those, man. Heck yeah. That's awesome. It's just... most people don't know until they see it. And some people that do it don't share it. Or like they share it with a friend or something, but they just don't post it. So if you post it, oh man, that'd be so helpful. That's how I know most of what I know. I just watch lots of other people. And then over time I figure out my own things too, but a lot of what I know is just help from everybody else. It's big shared knowledge. How you liking that heat gun? It's weak. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. I was looking a little jittery. Where's the mini tree that shoots snow? I gotta grab my coffee. So it was over at 12 Oaks Mall, Papyrus, but they went out of business. They might have an online store still, but they went out. So this is my favorite thing. We were walking through the mall. It's got Christmas music too. This thing is just super silly, but great. So you can turn the fan up, and then it blows air through this, drags these little things, and it looks like it's snowing. I don't want to take it down. I'm not going to take it down for as long as it's still winter. But you can turn that thing up; it'll blow that shit everywhere. We just don't have room for it at home right now. Especially because the baby would go up to it, and he'd like grab a handful and eat it. Is this Pro Classic? It is. But yeah, that heat gun, unfortunately, it looks like Porter cable is discontinued. It's like, so if you didn't play with other heat guns and you just got that one, it's one of the better heat guns out there, but it's a little disappointing. It just feels like, it feels hefty and solid, but it's weak. It's too weak. It needs more stronger. What was that? How's the little Matt doing? He's doing good. He's getting real. He's a little kid. He's a toddler. Running around, getting real confident in like. So he's been walking super well for a while, but now he's jogging a lot more and just kind of like bobbling around, and every once in a while he'll like fall over, or he'll like throw his toys somewhere and then trip over it. And then yesterday I was half distracted, so was my wife, and the next thing we know, he's in the bathroom, threw one of his toys in the toilet, and it's like, oh no. 21 F-150, anything I should look out for? They're just the S-curve seals, so they might be a little weird for you to cut out, but they're pretty easy. Pretty straightforward. F-150s are great, especially if it's a newer one. Cocoa melon. Yeah. That is like, it's not as strong anymore, but we tried a lot of shows. And like, the one thing that always catches his attention is something with music. He really likes just like song videos. But Cocoa Melon always worked the best. Just to kind of like, you just pop it on for him and let him just chill out for a little bit. But then he doesn't slow down. So he used to like just stop and watch it. Now he's like, but he'd never like sit down and watch it. He's always standing there watching it. So it was always cute. But he trains while he's watching it. So he's always like walking around, bobbling around, playing with toys, throwing things around, jogging back and forth, having a good time. Ooh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ouch. My 3-year-old broke his arm. playing around, just spent 5 hours at Children's Hospital. Damn, that's no fun. Hope he's all right. I was wondering why my son loves Cocomelon. Is it the music? I don't know what it is about that particular show versus like some of the other ones that look similar enough. It's just everything together. It's the music. It's like the big. We think it's partially like the big faces and big eyes. He really also likes Moana songs. Like, we can put on Frozen, we can put on a few other ones. Moana is like his go-to. Start playing How Far I'll Go. He has this big old dumb smile on his face. It's it's adorable. Those are his two go-to things right now. It's made by the CIA to control our kids. Hey, I'm all for it. Just let them stand there for a little bit while we got to do some other stuff. Ford trucks, is it necessary to tuck under the seal? Seen a lot of people just cut at the bottom. It's not completely necessary. They are looser. You always have that like potential, which is kind of funny because I actually have an F-150 coming in at like 1:30. I gotta fix a Peely window on. I just reminded myself of that. What heat gun is this? This is one that's getting way too much attention for its own good right now. It's the Craftsman one. It's okay. We'll go back to the Wagner and maybe we'll get something else. But I wouldn't buy this one over the Wagner. I just bought this one to compare it. And the Wagner finally toasted on me. While I was doing a windshield, ironically. No kids run around like Indians. Mine definitely does. So as soon as he could sit, he never wanted to lay down. As soon as he could stand, he never wanted to sit. And then he was just training. That's all I can call it. He was just training how to run all day. Just nonstop. He was just like walk back and forth between whatever, fall a bunch of times, but eventually he just kept getting better and better and better. You couldn't stop him. He still doesn't really sit with anybody. Not unless he's really tired. He wants to be around you, but if you want to like sit him down, he just wants to get up and keep moving. He's funny. All right. Do we take out the mirror on these? I forget. We can. We have the power. I think we might. So this one doesn't have any big camera systems. It's got like a nice cutout, so you don't have to take out the mirror. But these should pop out pretty easily without causing too much trouble. They're just a little sketchy to get loose. How old? He turned a year November, so 12, like 14, going on like 14 months now. Let me get my panel stick. What dash towel is that? It's a really good one that I don't think is for sale yet. Sun Distributing has a bunch of good dash towels, and this one is from them. But they were playing around with a few. There we go. Okay, so this is a twist-off mirror with a little housing that gets in the way. The rams are just like this. So all you do is twist it and it pulls off. It's always helpful to like get all this stuff removed. It just can be a little bit annoying because of the way that it pinches. Some of them will just pop off. Some of them. That's why I don't like taking too many plasticky things apart, because when they're there, just it's best to leave them alone rather than fiddle with them for too long. But hey, as long as you're not gonna break it. This one I'm a little unclear. There we go. Okay, so this pops out, and then also this will pull out, but I'll usually just cut them. Not the wires, don't cut the wires. There we go. So, hello. We're gonna put those back there. And then there, everything's out of the way. So that's literally for as big of a cover, I mean, there's stuff on the mirror, kind of, not really. But, actually, yeah, there's nothing on the mirror. And there's all this for nothing. So, if you can just move it out of the way, it helps. So, just like the Rams, we're gonna make sure this is plenty covered up. Hopefully not as annoying as the Rams. And then we'll probably get a rope and see how that cinches down in there too. Do you do triple layer 5%? If you really want to do it, sure. It'll just cost you the price of 3 tint jobs. Why did you stop using a soak shield? Did we? Did we stop? Should keep watching. Oh, you guys are funny. Sometimes I can't do anything. You're bottom loading now? You're not two-staging anymore? Oh my God. So sometimes I've only put a towel, and I still think that's a very good way of doing certain windshields. On ones that are a little bit more water sensitive, you want to be a little bit more careful, so that's where we'll use both. It's real tight here though. So looks like it's going to take me a little bit to try and tuck both of them in together. The Ram went a little faster than this though. Why did you stop two-staging? That's it. You do one thing different, and that's how everything is forever. So when people are like, hey, can you try doing that one thing? No, I can't, because that means we can never do things a different way anymore. We will become that. So you can do it either way. You can do a towel and then the rope, or you can do the rope and then the towel. I find it just depends a little bit. So if I wasn't really worried about the dash with this one, I would just use a towel with how tight this is. Will you do two-stage ever again? No, it's gone. We bottom loaded that window, and I guess that was the last window that I did, so that's all I can do now. Rope and towel didn't work for me. It'll work. You just gotta mangle it in there. It can get annoying to tuck these things in, especially when they're a little tighter. And I guess what rope size do you have? That's my other question. So if you have like I have like the OG size, which I think is the perfect size for everything. They have like a thick rope in the mini. I just think you need a nice medium to thin size rope, and it just needs to be longer. I don't understand why the XL ropes are so big, because just because the dash is big or the windshield is big doesn't mean there's space at the bottom. I have the XL and the mini. OG, XL, mini. Oh, okay. I just always use the OG. But they make the other ones really, really big. So, like, this is taking a little bit of time here. For this space? No, this is tight. This gives me flashbacks of, like, Audi windshields. A little bit. Because the problem is, you got this dot matrix border, which isn't near as bad as an Audi, but it starts to pinch. So you need a little bit of space in there. And when you're throwing a rope in there, you really gotta like cram that shit down. And it kind of ruins its effectiveness too, because you're just compressing it all. So, I don't know. It's healthy though. So we're gonna do it. Just got an OG, been using a mini for a while. I wish they made the mini ones, like, aren't they a little shorter? Like, they're just not as long. I like the OGs, works great in all installs. I agree. How do you deal with a big dot matrix border? Watch the Dotrix videos. There's only a particular time I'll ever do anything to a dot matrix. Come on. I was worried about the water on that truck. You should be. Definitely a problem on these. On a lot of other ones. A lot of other Dodge and Chrysler ones. So, I mean, if you got away with just a towel, that's great. As long as everything is, like, sealed up. That's the main thing. So, putting a rope, putting a towel, jamming it all the way to the edge. Literally just getting everything as tucked in as you can. Like, that's the goal. You still have space here that water can run down. So be a little careful towards the sides. $250. He told me my pricing was really good, which means I should raise it. He said he got some quotes for like $400, and I'm like, damn. Why am I so cheap? My first... Yeah, with all the care and time you take, yeah, that is cheap. My first 35 windshield always did 70 or 50. I charge $360. You charge $360 just for the windshield? God damn. It gets annoying. So, a lot of other shops that I've tinted for have really been around the anywhere from $200 to like $300 price range starting. Oh, for the whole truck. Oh, okay. I feel a little better now. So without a windshield. So this is like all the sides and back of a regular sedan or truck or something like that. They've generally been around 2 to 250, like 220 to like 300, depending on the place. But I haven't tinted for a fair amount of like long-term tint shops. It was more wholesale for like other companies. And some of them that have been in business for a long time, I hear they start more in the range of like 350. But I think they're also starting with like a carbon or ceramic. So they're kind of just like, they're more of a higher tier place, but like that's where I pretty much start my carbon anyways. So then it's just like, it's just there's a more budget oriented option. But then when you start hearing about the ones that have, so if you just hear like, yeah, this place was like 400, it's like, okay, we got to dive a little deeper. But like, whenever you get customers telling you that you're a great value, you need to raise your prices. I've heard that one. But I still get plenty of people that call, I quote, and then they hang up. So I get it too. It's not everybody like, oh yeah, sweet. It's like, oh, okay. Thank you, bye. Nice. Oh, Metastock crash. Yeah. I sound like a crazy person from last year. That was a shocking fast plunge there. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of reasons why there should just be a gigantic market crash. But it still carries on. So we'll see. Maybe that's the start. Because everybody's over leveraged on debt right now. So stock crashes like that with a lot of major investors. People might start getting margin called because of how overextended they are, and then they don't have collateral to post for it, and then they have to sell off all the other assets, and then everything starts to fall. We'll see. Billions gone. That's when you buy it, though. Use black magic and you surely build a good customer base. I'm sure I could. You could build a good customer base with like any film, because most of it's customer experience. Price gives you opportunity. Like, so like okay. Different prices give you different opportunities, but price gives you a wider reach, so the lower you go, the more people you attract, because there's way more people that have lower budgets than higher budgets. And the people with higher budgets are usually a little bit more particular on some of the things that they go to. But most people are not coming to you because of any particular type of film that you're installing. It's all about you as a business. It's like going to a tire shop. Are you researching the tires before you get them installed? For some things you are. If you're like really big into like off-roading or racing, then you're looking more into tire brands. But if you're just like, hey, I just need some wheels on my car, I mean, what's it like? Oh, actually, what? Top tire's in here, so you can tell us. So, same thing applies with window films. Like, it's just not that strong of a draw for most people to shop any particular type of brand. Brands haven't really made themselves known. Or at least a lot of them haven't. There we go. Direct from Top Tire. 90% of tire customers don't research. That's kind of what I would expect, because like, what, do they not work? Will my car roll? So like with this thing about window tint, right? Like, oh, well, is it going to tint my windows? Yes. Is it going to last? Well, yes. Then why would I spend more? So that's where all the education comes in, and then you can capture another particular market if there's enough people for it. Okay. Tires are black and round. Window tint is black and glossy and see-through. Oh, somebody asked what tools are coming with the class. Basically everything that you see me use. So like a tool belt, all the tools that go inside it, like a good handled squeegee, corner tools, small squeegee, knife, and then also we're giving away kegs with it too. Cause like I could do the poly 2s, but I just like, that's not what I use. I think the kegs are better. So like, the class costs money, so I'm just providing whatever I can with it. Ugh. See, I don't know anything about tires. I'm not a truck person or a racing person. I have a minivan. And you know what? That thing was awesome in snow yesterday. Thing's got a heavy hybrid battery cell in it. All-wheel drive. Let's go. Thing just, what snow? Other classes give you blue max and a red dot. Why? What kind of crap is that? Yeah, I've heard. I've heard where they get free tools and then they try and sell them to the students. Some of them have to be good. They can't all be bad, though. See, like, for me, it's like, so I don't think you're ever going to be upset for paying that and attending a class, because the point of the class is, like, not what you get with it in terms of, like, take-home tools. It's just about, like, the knowledge and the experience of being there. So you want to make it as awesome as you can. But that being said, there's no reason why I can't give away awesome tools along with it, because I can. So hey, let's do it. We don't do it on this channel. but we'll do it in a class. Okay. I gotta see if I can do a thing here real quick. Smoky burnouts, $45 in tires. Yeah, if you're gonna ruin them, right? That's why you get those. Okay, so this here should sell a tint tool combo. I thought about it, but then I just didn't, and just like, hey, what's the budget for it? Okay, let's just do it. So this is definitely, like I said, pretty tight. You ever think of selling tint tools? Yeah, I do. I just don't sell all of them. I don't really aspire to be a full-blown sun distributing. It's a lot. It's a whole thing. It's like there's a reason why, like I don't know. I know what I do well. And yeah, I can expand into some other things, but all those little extra things then take away from the main thing that I do well. So then I have to like hire for it. And I like things that are a little bit easier to take on. So what? Is solar free any good? I don't know. I haven't heard of them, I don't think. They sound kind of cheesy. Like sugar free. Okay, so this little bit right here, all I'm struggling with is just the length that I cut this pattern and what it's kind of bumping into. So I was just kind of making sure that I know I can get everything covered, because that definitely pressed in a lot. And then we'll get this all done and pulled out. So the alternative was just going way lighter on the rope and the towel and risking a lot of water damage. So Matt making his own. No, I'm not making my own film brand. God, that's so overdone. Okay, so really good business. Like, it's just what man, I hear direct from tint businesses. I know what it takes to run one of those things. And it's just a lot of logistic headaches. It's big inventory, decent, like, you're making decent margins, but you also have like a high level of cost if something goes wrong. So it's like film companies are definitely making a lot of money, but it's like it's a big operation to run. I know you're kidding. It's all good. I wonder if I should try and pull this. No, I think it's all tucked down. I don't know why this is still here though. Yes, that too. I have to deal with shop Karens. I don't want to deal with that. This color's slightly weird. I have to deal with me's. I don't want to deal with me's. But that is a very strong reason why I also don't want to deal with it. I've seen any number of shop Karens. It's been really funny. Like, it's been a day and the film is bubbled up already. And it's like, bro, I don't think it's the film. I think it's the installation there. No, it's a film failure. Do you think a tint shop should be separated from glass shop? No. No, those are two that work really well together. Lots of the last shop that I tinted for outside of here, well, because it's mine, was a glass shop. It can be a challenge because, you know, they got to use air guns, they got to use other stuff. So it's like there's a little bit of back and forth there, but it worked out pretty well. All right, now comes the real fun part of this whole operation, and that is try and pull everything out. Try and pull this all out without destroying it. Oh, God. You gotta go to summer school? Is 35 Pro Classic less warm than 35 Pro Nano? Yeah, a little bit. So, what we're trying to do here is not stir the pot. If you get the edge to like flip up a little bit, that's what can really pull this whole thing up and be a total pain. So that's why we're shoving a tool in here. Ha! Doing summer school because I want to finish college quicker. Well, that's like a smart answer. No, it's good. Not because you got detention and you have to take summer school. Okay. What happens if we fail the class? Then you don't get a certificate? I don't know. Oh shit, I probably gotta get those too, don't I? I have to, like, a participation trophy. It's like taking a Taekwondo class. You can't fail. Well, that was close. There's one. Oh, that whole little corner there. All right, where's my tool belt? See, I told you those corners push. You guys are funny. Yeah, there's no fail. There's no, like, pass or fail. It's just come, hang out, have a good time, learn some stuffs, take home some knowledge. I wondered this a while ago. I was wondering, like, so there was I taught one class for a couple people out of Wisconsin, and it all went really, really well. It was a lot of fun to do. But my thought was like, hey, 3 days doesn't seem like a lot of time. So are they really going to get a big benefit out of it? And yeah, there was a lot of things in the videos that just weren't picked up until they were in the class. So they were, I think at the time they said 5 hours with the both of them on a car. And then after they left, there was a lot of little things that clicked. And now they have their own shop. So they sped up really, really fast. It's just being able to see some of that stuff in person. There's definitely, it's hard to describe the value that you get out of it, but you're not going to be sorry for investing in yourself to take a class. I'll do a tint class in the future just for a certificate to meet Matt. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. You definitely don't need a certificate. There's no. That's why I kind of laughed at it too. It's like, oh shit, I guess I got to get something together. But there's no window tint recognized establishment that carries any real weight with it that's going to get you more business. So like whenever you see all those automotive awards, like, oh, they got a JD Power Award. It's like, well, sometimes the automotive company owns the award companies. And they're all by established places. So like the Guinness Book of World Records is by Guinness, the beer company. The Michelin star restaurant is by, like, the Michelin stars for restaurants are by the tire company, Michelin. So there's just nothing that carries that much weight with it. The most you can hope for is, like, taking some sort of accreditation with the company. Hey! Oh, I can hear it now. Woo!
Swallogang super chatted $4.99. Quit job yesterday and got the courage to sign up for my first class here in California at the Tint Institute.
Nice. Swole Gang, thank you so much for the 5. Dude, that's awesome. That's a big step there. Is that quit your job? Quit my job yesterday and got the courage to sign up for my first tint class here in California at the Tint Institute. Good luck, man. Dude, that's a big, big leap for sure. I'm always like half in one thing, half in another thing. It's a big jump. Good luck, man. And congrats. Nice. What were we talking about? The school I went to in Jacksonville, 3 to 5 day classes, $1,500 for 3, $25 for 5. They paid for food and have us belt with tools. Nice, that's good. I've heard good things about the school down in Jackson. I'm a little jealous because they're in Florida, so it's more of a draw to like go down there. You know, Michigan's only so fun to visit, especially this time of year. But we do have Detroit, and you know, you can visit Detroit with like a bulletproof vest or something. I'm kidding. Super cool. You get a spray tank. Isn't it? Oh yeah, we were talking about certifications. Yeah, so like Michelin, you can get 3 Michelin stars for your restaurant if it's good enough, but that's by a tire company. And the reason that they did that was a promotion, or not a promotion, it was an ad campaign to try and get people to drive farther. Isn't that crazy? Like, that's so big brain smart. And it's amazing that it worked. Michelin stars are so, like, prestigious for a restaurant. But that was the idea, is like they would award it to particular restaurants they deemed worthy, and then hopefully get people to drive out there to wear out their tires. Smart. I don't know how well it worked, but I mean, it it definitely gets their name known more. Joke of the day. Wow, that was great. So if your steak is extra rubbery, you get more stars. Bottom. Oh, that's good. Canon. That's really funny. Hey, so this thing turned out well. I'm just going to take a sip, and then we'll clean it up, and then we'll be all set, ready to go. Tinted my friend's window last week, F-150, 2014, did it outside, small spot contamination, but he wasn't worried. What had me was I messed up on applying the film 4 times on the passenger side. Oh. Yeah, I mean, doing them outside especially isn't going to make that easy. Some people, like, especially friends and family, like, you know, not everybody's going to super criticize your work. How do you like your tires? Well done. Why do you prefer... No, it wasn't doing tint. Oh, yeah. I was just going to grab my hybrid squeegee, and I realized it's not in my tool belt. I can't put anything down without losing it. Okay. I'm looking at a Sienna today. Anything you don't like about yours? You're going to be sorely disappointed in the backup camera. The backup camera and the remote starter. Would I buy it again? Yeah, because there's no other minivans quite like it. It's got all-wheel drive. The gas mileage is a little funny because it feels like you have 500 miles to go anywhere, and then it'll slowly start dropping down, and then you get to like 100 miles left, and it's like... I like it a lot. It's just very much like, don't expect a lot in terms of like infotainment features or whatever. It's got Apple CarPlay that's a helpful thing, and then we just use that instead. So, but it's nifty. Lots of space. Space for days. It's good at being a minivan. Front end suspension issues. Well, it's got 9-year, 10-year warranty on it, so hopefully that'll be good. Okay, so squeegees. So I don't know how well we can show this. Hopefully. Okay, you see that end right there? And then you look at this one here. I don't know how well, because we've been using this for a little bit, but there's like this little it's a little glossier. There you go. You can really see that shine right there. It's got that glossy sheen. This has more of like a rubber sheen to it. It's a little bit more rubbery feeling, where the hybrid is more of like a glossy, sheeny, smooth. So the orange against the orange, they just definitely different. This is an injection molded squeegee. This may not be. This might be an extruded, but it's just the feel of it. The material and the feel of it, it's hard to beat this one. I suggest getting both, and you'll be able to tell a difference pretty quickly. The Orange Crush started to like wear out in a funny way too. It slides really well, and then after about a month, it starts to leave like Orange Crush rubber streaks behind, and I wasn't super fond of that. Tint your glasses in ceramic. Tie rods, motor mounts on the Siennas be issues. Yay! Is that with the 21 and 22? Ours is a 22. They had a big model change from the old ones, so I'm hoping not. They're also going to do this, supposedly, they're supposedly going to do this thing where they start charging us for the remote starter too, so I'm not fond of that either. But the backup camera legitimately looks like it's 50 years old. It looks like an old CCTV. It's from all Toyota Siennas that I fixed on. Sad. Sad face. Well, that's why we got the biggest... What's your finger doing? It was funny. He stopped by, and then I was showing him a blade, and I literally stabbed myself with a 30-degree blade. Good stuff. I was wondering if it was going to die soon. Sure shit. Hummer EV car. They're making a car? Really? I've seen the Hummers rolling around here a little bit. Mm-hmm. Oh. Is it not there yet? It should just pull up video. 1080p 60. Oh, there it is. There it goes. Once it knows it exists. The Hummer EV. There's like the truck. I've seen these things driving around. I haven't got one yet, though. Let's stop. These things. But is there a car? But yeah, I've seen these. Bing, 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 bing. Hello, Tint Studio. How can I help you? No, sorry, I can't get you in today. No, Saturdays, especially afternoons, really hard to get in anywhere. Yeah, Saturdays are always the busiest days. I could get you in, I think Wednesday next week. Okay, good luck. Bye. Guys, I want to get in Saturday right now. Can I get in right now? No? Saturdays are book up in advance, and they're always the busiest days. So I can't get in now. I don't expect everybody to know. Obviously, like, you don't know until you know. But when somebody tells you, like, no, sorry, they're like the busiest days of the week. It's also why you're calling today and not earlier in the week. And then they just like, they hear, but they still don't really get it. It's just kind of, it's really funny to me. Because, like, if I called somewhere, I was like, hey, can I get my windows tinted today? And they're like, no, I'm sorry, Saturdays just book up way in advance for us. To be like, oh, I had no idea. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. No, it's just like, it's like an level of ignorance that's just like, I hear you, but I don't. So, and then they, like, how soon can I get in? All right, I'm going to call a few other spots, and then if I can't find anything else, then I guess I'll give you a call back. That's great. All right, let's put some stuff in. Super? Is that a
DC
supercar?
Customs and Detailing Super Shattered $1.99.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. DC with the 2. The little vroom vroom. All right, let's see. Oh, I put this belt on. I shouldn't have. Isn't that funny? Somebody just said that they got Tint Wiz and serious customers will fill out the form. So, I've noticed there are just a number of different types of people that will come from a different avenue. So, like, very impulsive people, like, I'll get both types over phone calls, but, you know, you definitely get more impulsive people over the phone. There's people that will legitimately plan ahead, just want to talk to somebody, but, like, the real patient people are generally just, like, online inquiries. They, like, see the videos, they fill out a form, and then they want to bring it in. And they're just like, so I had somebody that requested for Saturday. I'm just going to plug this in this way, because I can get it back on. I'm annoyed. Like I said, this is tight. There we go. I was just like hanging up. But there's just different types of people that will come from different avenues. It's just really interesting to me. So not all your phone calls and people will be the same. I can vibe with that. Yep. There we go. Put back on. I don't even have my phone. Phones are annoying. I don't even have my phone number on my page anywhere. All my phone calls have been wanting it ASAP. Dude, I get that a lot. It's like, I got another person that wants to call and just like butt into my day. It's almost like, I don't want to sound rude about this, but it's like intrusive. It's just when you're busy and you're the one that handles the phone calls, like this is why you need somebody to handle your phone calls. When you're busy, like it keeps taking your mind away from what you're doing. You got to like stop everything to like talk to this person that's trying to figure out like, hey, can I get in or not? And you're just like, you don't want to be rude, but you're like, go away. Call me when it's less busy. So on the other side of it, you have like messages and stuff. And I appreciate messages a little bit more, but similar thing with messages is like it takes me a while to like type out something and respond. You can set up like quick messages and stuff, but still, it all takes time. So, if you're hearing this and you want to schedule an appointment, I mean, don't hesitate to call. But man, some people just, it's like, just need a better way of handling it all. Or I guess that's why you pay somebody to handle it. Seal, back in. Good stuff. Mirror back in, seal back in. We took this whole thing apart. Another seal. Just want to check out that top. Looks good. Yeah, Sharpie went great on this one. If you're interested in trying a Sharpie method and you get a glass board, heck yeah, dude. There we go. So these clips, like I said, these are just gonna plunger back in here. So you give it a good, and then it's secured, seals back in, and then this rolls back up. You know, okay, so here's an interesting way I think to handle it too. I've been on the, I've thought about doing this for a little bit now. Answer phone calls, basically ask answer questions over the phone and stuff, but then not give quotes over the phone. And then you fill out a tint whiz thing and then send a proposal. So I think that's a super good way to handle it all, because the biggest problem with talking over the phone is you don't get a good idea of me as a business unless you've already seen videos or you've seen the website. If you're just calling me off of my maps listing or something, then I'm just another shop. So the better thing to do is then see everything that I can offer for your car, and I can do that through a tint whiz proposal. So that's I think a good way to handle it all. Start charging no-show fees. I charge deposits, so I don't have no-shows. Jesus Christ. Magnet. Well, this turned out super great. Oh, why did I take the keys out? I want to start it. Oh. Canon. I think my one window's here. One sec. I'll be right back. Well, I guess the fun's not over yet, so I got a window I got to redo, so we're just going to do that. Do you need to contact NASA to see if they let you tint their spaceship? Nah. All right, here, let me rearrange some stuff. Did the side shelf, what? Did the side shelf on the white tool cart come with it? No, it's extra. They have like 5 extra things to sell you along with the tool cart. It's like, buy a tool cart. What about all these accessories? It's not much more. And then you start spending way more on it. Do you view the message sent to the Gmail on your profile? What? Do you redo what a rookie? I know, right? Here. We're getting distracted. Okay, so this is an F-150. I guess one of the doors is peeling. So we're gonna have to tackle that one. And we will see how it peeled and everything too. I'm gonna leave this one in here. I'm just gonna kind of back it up and push it over in the corner, and then it should give us enough wiggle room. I could pull this outside because it is done. No! Forgot my key. Where did I put my key? Could you stream the redo? Yeah, we're just gonna do it. It's here. It's here. It's real easy because like they're just up front waiting on it. So it'll just be more convenient now just to do. Yay. What a hack. Okay. Sharpie the redo. We're not going to Sharpie everything today. We're just going to redo it. Oh, I should have put on a hoodie. Oh, I can't see anything now. It's so bright. This was one good spot. Definitely a good spot. Oh, float. All right, let's close this up. See, that's why I have 3,000 square feet, is so I can park one car in here so I don't have to take it out there. That's it. That's the only reason. I also should have shoveled in front of my garage, but Woo! Cold. Okay. I gotta look this one up because Canon. Pretty sure I did this in I did this in whoa. No. 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 Is it this one? Corolla hatch. No. No. I should have got a last name. Oh, yeah, this one. Okay, I found it. I knew we did two together. We did like a Nissan, so we did C220. All right, so I got to grab that roll. So this was carbon. That's good to know. I like the Warrior over the Wagner. The Wagner to me gets hotter. Maybe it's just the air that it puts out. But the Wagner, I don't know. I just think you can push it a little harder. The Warrior one puts out a good amount of air, and it still gets hot. But I just feel like I can make a Wagner one go faster. So this is 20. We tinted all the sides in the back, no windshield. Looks like on this one. So we're gonna get it all covered up, and then we're gonna peel it off, strip some glue. The Warrior one has held up to about 10,000 drops. That's surprising because the switches are the things that usually go on that one. Maybe you got a good switch. You're a beast. No, I'm a hack. We got peely windows. That's no good. Can't believe. So we don't tuck these. We put this down reasonably far, but we didn't tuck it all the way into the bottom seal because it's just like ridiculously far down. But in this case, it actually peeled. So that's never good. Never good to do that. And then it. So let's cover this up. But mistakes happen. He's a rookie and a hack. That's right. It happens. Peely window. We'll take care of it. So, I mean, you guys, we spent all morning on that Durango, but you guys see this would be pretty straightforward. From check-in to check out for this, I'm just seeing, like, I'll take a heat gun and warm it up and see kind of how it reacts. It seems like it's pulling pretty clean. I know C2 usually pulls pretty clean off of the glass. Usually it needs a little heat, but it's kind of just coming off. Yeah, that is clean. Ironically, the corner is the thing with the most glue attached to it. So, the most frustrating thing I think is just having to schedule a whole time slot and like bring your vehicle in and either drop it off or wait on it while it gets fixed. For one window, it's not that big of a deal. If it's more than one window, like, you know, if somebody didn't have a problem getting a ride in the beginning, then it's not horrible, but it's another thing you got to do. People are busy, so we want no problems. But when you do have them, you just try and make them as painless as you can. So they said they had a window peel. This is my earliest time slot for it. Let's make it happen. So that's what we're doing. What company makes the carbon? I don't know. Ooh, we got some there too. I wonder if it was like in the middle and it went all the way down the side. It wasn't really here, but there's some glue there. Everywhere we pulled it kind of was clean. But I've definitely seen some posts in my group where like something will be tinted and come back in a month with a peely window, and people will be really confused, like everything was fine when it left and then it peeled. It just happens. It's just part of the game. Like there's any number of like little things that you can point to and say like, well, it hit the seal and this is blah 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 blah, and that's all well and good. Like there could have been a corner that was a little crinkled up or just offset off the bottom by a little bit, a little flipped, who knows. Any one of those things. The important thing is just take care of it. Don't hassle your customers. They came to you in the beginning to get a good job. You get better clients if you take care of people. All painless and easy. I mean, that would suck. You go somewhere, you spend money, something fails, and then you're like, oh, now I gotta spend money to get it fixed or whatever. Do you file claims on the peely windows? No. I definitely could. They would warranty it. They'd credit me for something like this. It's just the ones that I like, I typically take the fault of something like that. I mean, it was tinted. I don't know. Somebody can find the F-150 blue truck stream and find the one we did the carbon on, and then it's all good. We didn't do 15, did we? I know it says. Let me let me check the piece. We may have done 15. Just want to double check. But this to me is more installation problem than warranty. So this is 12. Ooh, this is 15. I remember this one more now. 17. Yep, we gotta go grab our 15. I'm glad I remembered that. Because we were on the fence of doing 20 or 15. We ended up doing 15. Had a customer, driver's side peeled after a month, looked at it, super small edge, but no damage, just peeling, just replaced the customer, gave me a hell of a good review. Yeah, that goes a long way. Because, like, there's the, what is that? Oh, it's just some dirty water that fell on it. Because, like, I mean, you guys would probably do the same thing. You go somewhere, had a good experience, then something happens with, like, a product that you bought, and then the company just takes care of it for you and doesn't give you any hassle for it. You're just like, oh, well, cool. You're way more likely, even with an issue, you're way more likely to go back to them because it's like, oh, well, an issue's no problem for them. They'll fix it. I'm just glad that they're willing to take care of it, because you never know. Sometimes shops sound all nice and then they give you pushback and you're like, and you're definitely not going to go back. You wouldn't trust them with another one. You got to deal with hassle. Does anybody have trouble shrinking Lexan? Yes. Yes, for sure. Why did you throw the piece off of the film? Oh, okay. So I don't do that all that often, but it does happen. So the reason I did it on this one was there was like some dirty streaks left on the roll. It was probably just some water or something that dripped down on it, but it looked a little gritty. So I just didn't want to try and wipe it off and just like cut it off and move on. Where you usually see me do it is like with a brand new roll, or if something looks like it got a little pinched in the box or something. Then I'll rip it off. Because it's just like I want to start with a nice, super clean piece, and sacrificing a couple feet of film really isn't a big deal. Would it be fine if I just tinted with it? Probably, but I'd rather just make sure I did everything I could to get it right the first time. Lexan Pure Max. Easy to shrink. Well, that's cool. We haven't tried that one. They've messaged me a couple times. They want to be a sponsor. They were for a minute. I just get annoyed because I don't think it's the best film to start with. But I think it can give people the wrong impression, but hey. Whatever works for you and makes you money. Gotta learn tint for a shop that's hiring me. I assume they know that you're still learning, right? Because they'll definitely know when you start. All right, what blade should we use? Let me grab another carbon one. I found my 30 degrees. They were just sitting right there. It's just like when you're learning, you're typically going to grab something that's pretty inexpensive, and so that's why people pick it up. And then they see carbon, and like that indicates that it's a better film, right? Well, the only problem where you're going to get confused is it's learning to shrink on a cheap carbon film is not an easy thing to do. So you're kind of making it harder than it needs to be. And shrinking is tough. It takes time to learn. So then people get like a really weird impression, and that's what frustrates me a little bit, because it's like, well, it doesn't look like it does in the videos, and it's like kind of making it harder on yourself than it needs to be. Prius. Better films definitely shrink easier. See, that's not even the whole story, though. You're right, but there are cheap films that shrink incredibly well. So, like, you don't even have to spend a lot of money. You just have to spend the money on the right film. So it's like you still could save the money. You know, it's not like I'm trying to get you to just spring into GeoShield or something. But that's all. But I have to repeat that and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Shrinks like cardboard. Yeah, right? So, just as long as more people recognize that, I don't have a problem. Your business is your business. You can carry whatever film that you want to carry for it. There's reasons why I like to use what I use. Your business is not my business. So you can run it however you want. I have my 2 cents about why I like doing it my way, but that's why there's competition. I just don't like the confusion that it creates. I hear crystalline performs well, but user experience is difficult. Yeah, it's definitely a different animal to shrink. You don't shrink crystalline the same way that you shrink a lot of the other films that I do. You have to do what is called pocket shrink. So you kind of like segment everything into big fingers and you kind of balloon the tint. You poof it. I did a video on it. I don't think it's the best video on it, but yeah, Prius Prime does have a weird back window. I've been asked a couple times, but I never got one. I had somebody bring me a Prius from out of state, but it wasn't a Prime. I'm gonna look into GeoShield. Our clients are mainly high-end luxury vehicles, so it's scary to think about. Yeah, definitely. If you're practicing on that kind of stuff, it's gonna be a little scary for you, for sure. There's more at risk. You gotta be careful about like wiping panels, covering stuff up, and higher end materials like that are gonna be different than some of these ones. What do you think about Geo, the dyed film? Oh, it's great. We just did it on the Durango that we had over there. I use it all the time. I don't think there's any problems with dyed films. I mean, sure, we want every job to be a ceramic job, but that's just not reality. Does it change color over time? No, it shouldn't. And if it does, it's covered under warranty. So that would be something I would 100%. I would 100% have a problem with. So that's where the color stable guarantee comes from. It's supposed to cover film color changes or whatever. So like there's different types of warranties. Some are not color stable, some are. So I tell people, no, you shouldn't have any problems with it. If you ever do, it's all covered. So don't worry about it. Avery? Yeah, I have experience with Avery. I like their NR. That's where I stop. Okay, so we have this all cut, shrunk, ready to go. That's all clean. Didn't take too terribly long to get to this point. And being that it's all under warranty, there's no cashing out, so it's get this all set, dry it off, they'll be on their way. If it was a back window, it's a different story. Door window, yeah, no big deal. But this came in at a good time. Showed up, I think, like 10 minutes early from the appointment. I didn't remember if I told them 1 or 2. I think I said 1:30. But like just wrapped up with all the Durango, chilled out for a little bit. This came in perfect. There's no super big cash out rush on the other one. I pulled this so far over. Like, look. So on the F-150s, this is your outside seal. And then on the inside, if you give it only a quarter gap, like you still cover all your edges, but you see how much farther you have to, like, you can tuck it back there. So I drag these pretty far. Where can I get one of the green triangles? Those are new. Tri-edge. Aha! It worked. There's a link in the comments for you. mytintstuff.com. We already moved on. So, how far down below the seal? I don't have it just kind of depends. I kind of have just a rough idea. Like, usually I'll go like a quarter to half inch below the seal. And then sometimes that doesn't even get below both seals. And as long as that edge is flat, yeah, you might have an occasional peel, but it should be all right. So this one we pulled down way farther, so let's see how this is to touch. I didn't even know if I went down all the way. So there was glue down here, and anytime I've had glue stick in the seal, it's come up to haunt me. So I will spray it, and then I'll run my hand under here and just kind of feel for any stuck booger bits here, and then flush it back down just in case. Yeah, you got so much room with this one. Tugging this thing is already like you had the seal pulled. Ah! God damn. So I have the fog machine sometimes makes my headset
Jay
freak
super
out.
chatted $3.
Blow out my eardrum. Super sticker, J.A. J.A., thank you for the 3. Pair punch character punching the air with fist bump. Thanks, dude. Thanks for the 3, man. I'll just talk about Geo being so much better. Look, I think Geo is a great film to carry. Lots of people in the community have picked it up and really like it. So, yeah, it's definitely worth trying out. There's lots of good films out there, too. So, they're definitely not the only ones, but it's just what I've been using for a while. And they've been one hell of a company in terms of just customer service and support. So I'm always really happy to hear that, because if I'm going to recommend something, I want everybody to have like a good experience with the same company. Different films for different people? Yep, absolutely. All right, so we will wipe this off. We're gonna check this guy over. And if everything's okay, we're just gonna back this out. Sun distributing discount code. Tint stuff used to work, but right now they're doing free shipping on everything. So don't know if any of those are really valid anymore. They're doing something very, very unique. And that's free UPS shipping on everything, no minimums. Cool. Looks good. That was easy. Quick in and out. He said Tuesday it was indefinite. Wow. So they did it as like a trial for January. Looks like it went really well. That's cool. He always likes to push the envelope. So I wiped off one of theirs. Now I feel like I have to wipe off the other window. Where's my glass cleaner though? Then I'll give this back to them and they'll be on their way. Oh, I should also tape this switch. See? Looks good. We did this side too, obviously. Nice. There. Then they have less salt. Inside looks good. Yeah, so it's really challenging in the beginning. Do what you have to do to get by for sure. But yeah, early on, your early clientele will impact your future one. So that's where a lot of people can get stuck really quickly, and it's something I didn't know until I started this place. But it is a big recommendation by a lot of people. Try and stand by your pricing in the beginning. Might take you longer, it just doesn't matter. But when you start to try and establish yourself a little bit higher up in the beginning, that's going to be your clientele moving forward, because all those people are then referrals. So whenever I've given somebody like a deal, whenever I've given people like discounts early on, then they refer people and like they know the discounts, and then it's like it starts to snowball or whatever. So you got to be firm on that kind of stuff too. Canon. All right, I'm gonna pull this out. I'll be back. Nope. Should be fine. All right, I'll be right back. So, you know why you do little things up in your showroom? Because you get little compliments from people, just like they really like the Christmas tree. I like the Christmas tree, so I'm glad they liked it too. So, seemingly some of those things don't really like, why would you put that up there? This is nice. It's just a little extra touch. All right, let me pull this Durango back up here. Oh, it should be all set, though. If they want to fight, just let them. What do I care? Plenty of cars on the road. I make... Ah, yeah, same here. GoPro. Yeah, that's always a big thing. That's definitely a big thing. Oh, thank God. I got tired. I got real tired arguing with people too. I just don't. So, a long time ago, I used to like not know the answer to this. So it's pretty clear to me now. But shops I tinted for would obviously get their fair share of like customer beat up. Somebody would say like, oh, I can go down the street and get it for like 150. You're like 200 or something like that. Can you match? And then I'll come to you. So there's a strong incentive to do it. I get it, but I just don't want those people as customers anymore. Where before, it was like, I just thought that was just a part of business. The automotive business was like some haggling. Well, it doesn't need to be. You can definitely cater to people that are willing to pay a little bit more. And what's surprising is the haggling kind of just disappears. They just have a little bit more of a disposable income. And then, I mean, you can still get it, but it's far less than it used to be. Where when you stay down low at like 200, 150, you get so many more hagglers and pickiness, and it drives me nuts. So one thing to keep in mind is like there's a certain threshold where when you don't charge enough, you don't value your own business as much, and other people don't value it as much either. They're just looking at you for the price. So they want the best quality, the lowest price, the fastest service. Like that's everybody's ideal there. Well, you're shorting something. So even if you spend more on film, well, you only made a couple $100. You don't have 2-3 hours to spend on any particular car. It's now about high production. So, like, you're always sacrificing something where the customer doesn't realize that. So you have to kind of educate them. And you do that with video, conversation, showing your work, talking to people, and then putting out good information that helps them discover you. And then you'll generally start to attract more people that are looking for more than just a quick in and out, super cheap job. But if you want to be, I mean, you can be either one. It's just, you got to choose. Canon. Can't be both. Well, this one's all done. This looks good. I thought I was going to have to, like, touch something up. I don't. I already touched it all up. Wow, this just destroyed my hair. So we did 35 on the windshield, 35 on the windshield, 20 on the front doors, and then we finished that other one. One thing I don't know if I will offer once I start is windshields. It is illegal, and I don't want to deal with the ramifications if something happens. I don't blame you. There's some shops that deal with things that way. Here, it's legal with a doctor's note, but then when you start diving down that road, you know, there's like front doors, everything but the top 4 inches. So that's literally cutting out all my front door business. Windshield, same thing, top 4 inches. So that also cuts out regular windshield strips and full windshields. And there's just not enough people asking about the rears of their vehicles. So you just kind of roll with it. I think there's stupid things to do, and there's things that are a little bit more safe. So you can offer them with like lighter shades and stuff, and just like stick to not doing super dark films. But it's become a significant part of business. So as you saw, like this would have only been a 2-door job, but instead it's the 2 doors with a full windshield. Majorly changes. Can you go over the wall where the squeegees are hung up? What do you want to know? I show it from time to time. But now it's so far. Hang on, let me make sure I let this customer know. I should take a picture. Wait. Where did you get the wall panel and the hooks? Okay, so the wall is expensive. It was given to me out of sheer luck. So that was a thank you from Sun Distributing. So Sun Distributing's building was an old storage building for a Toys R Us, and they had all that gondola. It's called gondola shelving, and it's like commercial grade gondola shelving, so it's expensive, and it's really heavy too. So there's just these big metal poles, and then there's like brackets that go in sideways, and then it's big. What is it called? Why can't I think of the name? Not hole punch paneling, but whatever. Pegboard that slots in there. So that's how that's all done. But you'd save more money just by paying somebody to probably put some drywall up for you. Just build a wall rather than do all that. It's heavy, and I could move it, but it's heavy. I also want it to be longer. So I went out there with a U-Haul, and I stole some because they had it up in their storage room and stuff. So the hooks are just pegboard hooks. But doing the stuff on like these walls makes sense. Doing this, it's more commercial stuff. All right, I'm getting distracted. Where's my other one? Okay. All right, 1 second. Hey, this is Matt from the Tint Studio. Hey, your Durango's all set. Okay, sounds good. See you soon. Bye. Heck yeah. Yo, easy money or you're done. Yes, we made easy money. The F-150. The F-150 was turned out to be the carbon 15%. I remember we talked about that briefly. On the invoice, it said 20, but it's because I don't think 15's on TintWiz, and I forgot to tell them to add it. Okay, so we need to do an invoice. My wife is going to kill me when I have 4 rolls of film show up. That's money, though. That's what that is. That's 4 rolls of money. No, it really is. Like that's your investment to making a business. Because that's the whole goal, is you turn that into more money. It's spend money, make money. Projects, proposals. shirts. There we go. Everything easy on the Durango. Yeah, Durangos are pretty straightforward. Is there ever a vehicle, Tint Pro, is there ever a vehicle that's not easy money for you, though? Oh, you guys. You know how many times I've heard? You know how many times I've heard, like, I really appreciate it, but it's been really funny. Congrats on getting the classes set up. Wish I was closer to you. I'd learned from you in person. There's so many people like, you should do classes. Now we're doing classes. Oh, I'm too far, man. It's all right. That's the real thing. That's the real thing about being a business. Is like you always have to take that into consideration. Like there's people cheering you on, but you got to be realistic about it all. Like you should have shirts, and it's like, I don't think people will buy them because I've tried. All right, invoice. So did we figure out a heat gun that I'm gonna buy, or no? I think I'm just gonna go buy Wagner. Maybe because it's Michigan. It's not an exciting place to go. If this time of year, if you're like Florida, you're like, well, I could go vacation down there and learn how to tint. Sign me up. Now it's like, oh, I can hang out with them on stream. That's fine. Those Audis are all right. I like that. Those Audis are all right. They're all right money. Not easy money. They're all right money. Or any German. For the most part, some are easy than others. How long have you been? Oh, it's just funny. You always come in here and say, you always say easy money. So it's like, everything's easy money. Everything's easy money for you. Heck yeah. Shit trucks. Boom. Older trucks. I just don't like them. I hate old trucks. They're like the worst. They're like the worst of everything. They're just kind of annoying. And like, I mean, dirty and being old is part of it, but they're just annoying, and they generally don't pay very well either. Like, nobody's looking to spend $600 on their old truck. They'll spend that on a brand new truck and more, but on the old trucks, or else they would have bought a new truck. They just don't have that kind of money for them. Did the Audi quarter windows for my friends. She kicked my ass. I was so mad. Audi quarter windows, they're annoying to get to, yeah. They have tight edges, and you kind of have to, like, taco them a little bit. Like, you kind of, like, round it up and, like, slide it in there. And trying to squeegee them out, it's just hard to get your hand back there. So much to clean. Yep. For sure. All right. Difference between V Nano and Pro Nano? They stopped carrying V Nano. I'm not going to say I thought that was going to happen because I didn't know for sure, but I didn't quite see where it stacked up. Because it's, and they saw this too later on with the sales of it. It's like, you know, they wanted to carry a budget ceramic just to try and cater to people that were doing it, but like it's hard to have a budget ceramic. It really is. Ceramic is for people that want to spend more money. Like a good quality ceramic. So they're Pro Classic, they're C2, and then they're like budget ceramic with a 5-year, and then Pro Nano with like a lifetime. It just doesn't quite add up, not unless they want to be like a total value brand. And so they stop carrying it at that point. I actually never touched the stuff either. So I don't even know. All right. So we're going to shout out some super chats. Big thank yous to J.A., DC Customs, Swole Gang, Nick, and Custom Tint Solutions. Oh, also Aiden. Aiden for becoming a member. Welcome, sir. Oh, Customs became a member too. My God. I thought Nick was the last super chat. 2 members today. That's super cool. Welcome, dudes. Welcome to the Studio Insider, where we post videos about what's going on behind the scenes. And then we also get to rant about stuff. And then you also, depending on your membership, can also get free shipping. Oh, maybe I can go see it. What's the new tint that Geo called Apex? So that is a step up from the Pro Nano. So it blocks more heat. It's a 95 IR heat block versus a like 75 to 80%. How do you become a member on iPhone? I forgot. I just got rid of the link. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. Go to a desktop. That's honestly the easiest way is to just go to a desktop. Desktop or Android. Or browser. If you can go to YouTube through your browser, log in to your YouTube account and go to like on Safari or something and then log in. That'll be the easiest. There's like, let me see if I can find my links to share to join. Okay, here. Yay, I found the join link. Oh, shut up. Here's a link to it. Do you have a clay boat of it? Oh, clay bar. What about iPad? Probably the same thing. For whatever reason, with the small channels, they don't show join buttons on iOS. Android, or Apple takes 30% of all transactions through any apps on the store. So, like, you download an app from the store, and then you buy something through the app, Apple still gets 30% of that transaction. So, it's just... That's probably why they don't show it on smaller channels, but they show them on bigger channels. And even on bigger channels, they show it with like a price difference. So they'll add like a couple dollars per month. And the thing is, there's a stipulation. Apps are not allowed to say it because then they'll get removed from that store. So they can't like put any text in there that says, oh, if you go to a web browser or an Android phone, then you don't have to pay that 30% tax. They'll delete the app entirely. It's super locked down. It's crazy. So makes it less fun. Isn't that crazy though? They get 30% off of all in-app transactions. Just that's nuts. They could give you free phones and make tons of money off of you if you actually bought stuff in the App Store. But they can also sell you phones too, so they'll just do both. Alrighty. Well, we have... Wow, I just spit all over everything. All right, they're picking up this car soon. So I just have a couple of shout-outs here. I don't usually always do this. But because we have a special class coming up, we have 3 classes coming up. So if you go to mytintstuff.com, click on Tint School, we have a class that is coming up. There's also a video in the description here that kind of explains everything. March 21st, April 18th, and May 16th. So if you want to come in for a hands-on class, you are more than welcome to attend. We will be going over anything and everything window tinting, including business stuff. But obviously the main things are really going to be all the window tinting, like we're going to hand cut, shrink, install. That's usually what people want to know the most. And then alongside of that, we're going to be talking a lot of business stuff too. So like overhead, sales, marketing, any of that. So this also comes with a couple of goodies. So we are giving away full tool sets too, or I am. I keep saying we, I am. So basically anything that you see me really use, including the keg, heat gun would probably be a Wagner then, if we're gonna do those. I just had this for the picture, so the Wagner looked gross. So good tool sets with a keg. And then also, this is coming alongside of Tint School, tintstudioschool.com. So if you want to learn more about that, you can. This is the online program that's coming out with the in-person school. So you can join this separate if you want, and you can learn all about it. But essentially, one of the main things that I like about this is it's as intuitive as using like a Facebook type community without all the clutter. There will be specific courses and classes that kind of highlight anything and everything that I can go over. And then also Zoom group discussions and stuff. We're going to have scheduled hangouts and stuff in here too. So super, super cool. That comes along with the class for 90 days and then half off. Half off if you want to continue with it. But it's kind of like a way to, like, you can sign up for the class and you can prep for it and kind of know what to expect. And then that way it's not just like show up and like, ah! You kind of have an understanding of what it's going to be like when you come in. So that is that's about it for today. We'll be back on Monday. Monday I have a car like later in the afternoon, so it's not in the morning. But I got something coming in the afternoon, and so I will see you then. In the meantime, have fun, tint some windows. Will you be doing more hands-on training down the road after those dates? Yeah, as long as the classes go well, for sure. It's something I'd like to do once a month. So that's kind of why we schedule them out, though, or why I schedule them out that way, to give people a little bit of leeway time, and also like, hey, if these dates don't work out, there's a couple more available. But I'm not going to plan out the whole year quite yet. We'll take it here as we go. What's up? 1 second. I'll be right with you. But yeah, it turned out super good. It looks mean now. Well, all right, I'm going to close here. All righty, guys. I am going to go. I'll see you guys on Monday. And you have a good one. Tint some windows. And we'll see you then. I don't remember what. Something's coming in on Monday. I don't remember what. We'll put out another reminder. So, have fun. Goodbye.